Mauricio Pochettino's out-of-possession structure that he has employed at Chelsea has really not worked quite well. The departure of Anthony Barry, who was a key instrumental point in Chelsea's out-of-possession structure when he left for Bayern Munich, has seen Chelsea concede a lot of goals in which elite teams should not concede. In our video today, we are going to do an in-depth analysis of the Chelsea game between Burnley that took place at Stamford Bridge. So the game ended 2-2 with Cole Palmer scoring a brace and Burnley managing to score 2 goals in quick succession in the second half. Now, before we even start our analysis, I want to introduce you again to our partner BetWinner. BetWinner will give you very favorable odds and very favorable promotions using the link in the description area below. You can click that link, go to BetWinner, place your odds, and you'll be more likely to win games and make a lot of money through watching the game of football. BetWinner also gives you predictions on the teams that are more likely to win and where you should place your bets. Now, Cole Palmer has been quite an instrumental player for Chelsea. In this game, Cole Palmer was quite great. His first goal was excellent with a great Penanka strike from the penalty spot, as well as his second goal of the game. Axel Disasi's goal was ruled out in the first half, but Cole Palmer is the player who's holding Chelsea. Now, before we start our analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. So looking at this structure here, you can see Chelsea are quite in a disorganized out-of-possession structure. You can see the position of Gusto and the position of Caicedo, and you can see how the midfield region has been vacated and no Enzo or Gallagher to cover this position. Again, you can see now all midfielders have crowded onto one side of the pitch, but you can clearly see that the center of the pitch is actually isolated, not creating even room for counter-attacking situations. Now, here again you can see how Chelsea's backline was not quite touch tight when it came to trying to press the ball high up the pitch away from Burnley, indicating teething problems that Chelsea's system is currently facing under Mauricio Pochettino. And in this position here, Burnley should have actually managed to go 1-0 up earlier on in the game. So, is Mauricio Pochettino's system being found out? Are teams knowing how to play against Chelsea? The backline structure is quite disastrous. Looking at this clip here, you can see how the backline is not moving as a unit, and there are very huge holes between the fullbacks, the centre backs, and the other side fullbacks, and the distance between the backline and midfield. So when Chelsea were building up in this game, they were not quite pressed aggressively high by Burnley, with Burnley just pressing in a mid 4-4-2 block, with their forwards looking to mainly cover the pass into the two pivots, that is Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. Now, the problem here is that Chelsea actually managed to were able to build this, especially through the right, where we started to see Malo Gusto pushing quite high up the pitch to try and create overloads together with Cole Palmer. But Burnley realized this and realized that they can actually cut Chelsea excellently in transitions because of Chelsea's attacking structure that I have talked about numerously in this channel. So when Chelsea attack, you know very well that Chelsea have a distinct attacking structure that Pochettino wants to employ, and that is to overload the opposition backline with the detriment of his midfield. Now, looking at Chelsea's backline, initially it was quite better when I started to see Marc Cucurella actually tucking in as a third centre back to enable Chelsea to beat the two-man press. But Mauricio Pochettino's insistence in midfield to have Enzo Fernandez push high up the pitch is costing Chelsea again and again, because Conor Gallagher, who's not quite an attacking threat in this high position, is making Chelsea lack something in attack. And in some instances, Pochettino even goes further to push his fullbacks high up the pitch, that is Marc Cucurella, and this can only happen when Enzo Fernandez can drop. But the position of Conor Gallagher in the team is affecting the overall structure of the team, because he is instrumental out of possession, but in possession he's more of a liability. So what happens is that Moises Caicedo is usually left isolated in the middle of the park, looking to try to cover these huge spaces. Now, if Chelsea were playing with a very aggressive high line, the ones that Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool use, they will be able to compress these spaces for Caicedo and enable Caicedo to at least look to win the ball and have support alongside him. But the problem with Mauricio Pochettino is that he does not push Chelsea's backline so high. And due to the slow pace of the centre backs, what happens is that the backline stays quite deeper, only leaving Caicedo in this position. And teams have realized ways in which, when they can win the ball, they can immediately look to play the ball to the number 9 and have players making diagonal runs behind Chelsea's backline. Something that Mauricio Pochettino should really look at, because his team are being caught out of possession time and time again. Without the ball, we have also seen teams coming up with interesting strategies, with some teams using a target man and pushing two midfielders to play alongside the target man. So when the two midfielders play alongside the target man, the main aim of the team is trying to at least win the second balls. When they can win the second balls, they are able now to effectively progress from the Chelsea's midfield lines and forward lines that have moved high to press, and they are able now to play the ball automatically forward. Questions now are being asked about Mauricio Pochettino, with all fans in unison that Mauricio Pochettino is not the right man to take Chelsea forward. The question is, how can Chelsea actually bottle a lead twice when they are playing against 19th team Burnley, a manager who has been sent off, as well as playing against 10 men? This raises a lot of questions about the team's mentality, and this stems from the manager. In my previous video, I discussed how Chelsea can play with Conor Gallagher, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in a way that it benefits Mauricio Pochettino. It's either he prefers to play the three of them, then he should be able to have a system whereby it can accommodate all three of them. And I have done that video extensively, looking at the role of the defensive midfielder, the number 8 and the attacking midfielder in possession and out of possession, looking at the roles of Enzo Fernandez in possession and the roles of Enzo Fernandez out of possession, the role of Conor Gallagher and how the structure in which Conor Gallagher operates limits Chelsea's ability to prevent the other teams from creating chances and bypassing Chelsea's midfield. Do not forget to check that video in our timeline, and if you've enjoyed this brief analysis, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and thanks for watching.